The National Mall stretches from the U.S. Capitol to the Lincoln Memorial. This Greek temple structure framed by houses a seated Abraham Lincoln. Its served watch terms as a ceremonial expanse complete. Beneath the stillness of statues and the solemn gaze of stone, a pulse beats steady, the pulse of Washington, D.C. It's a city of ceremony and struggle, where power is both performed and protested. Here, every monument is a chapter, every shadow hides a story. It is elegant, immense, and always in motion. The living backdrop to the American experiment. This isn't just a seat of government. It's a living narrative. This is Batuta Revisited, and we welcome to Washington, D.C. The District of Columbia was born from both vision and necessity. In 1790, a young nation sought a neutral ground, a capital not beholden to any state. The result was a carved-out territory along the Potomac River, selected by George Washington himself. Its name honors the first president, while Columbia, a poetic name for America, evokes the young republic's dreams. The city's original plan, designed by French-American architect Pierre-Charles L'Enfant, was a grand vision: wide boulevards, ceremonial spaces, and sightlines fit for a seat of empire. Over the centuries, D.C. has witnessed war, peace, protest, and power shifts. It has burned and rebuilt, segregated and unified, hidden secrets beneath its streets, and elevated ideals into stone. From Lincoln's resolve to Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream, it's where history is not only remembered, it's made. Washington, D.C. isn't just filled with landmarks. It is a landmark. Every block tells a chapter. Every structure casts a long historical shadow. The heart of the city's symbolic spine, the National Mall stretches from the U.S. Capitol to the Lincoln Memorial. Framed by museums and monuments, it's more than a park. It's a ceremonial expanse where the soul of the nation gathers, remembers, and marches forward. Crowned with its iconic dome, the Capitol is the epicenter of American legislative power. Built in the early 1800s, it has borne witness to debates, decisions, and demonstrations, and remains a living symbol of democracy's complexity. Majestic and solemn, this Greek temple structure houses a seated Abraham Lincoln. Watchful, resolute. Completed in 1922, it has served as a backdrop for countless historic moments, including Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech. The most recognized residence in the world, the White House has housed every U.S. president since John Adams. It's not just an address, it's a symbol of leadership, scrutiny, and evolving tradition. Behind its neoclassical facade, decisions are made that ripple across the globe. Piercing the skyline at 555 feet, this obelisk honors the man for whom the city is named. Built in stages between 1848 and 1884, it's a vertical tribute to perseverance and patriotism. Its stark silhouette becomes a compass point, visible from nearly every angle of the Capitol. A constellation of museums and galleries, the Smithsonian is the world's largest museum complex. From aerospace to fine art, it houses the stories of a nation. And entry remains free, as intended. It's where history is preserved, not behind glass, but in living color. The largest library in the world, this Beaux-Arts wonder is more than shelves and scrolls. Its domed ceilings, marbled corridors, and ancient texts feel like walking through the mind of civilization itself. Every corner radiates reverence for knowledge. Encircled by cherry blossoms. Each spring, the tidal basin offers reflection, both literal and historical. It leads to the Jefferson Memorial, a quiet yet powerful reminder of the nation's philosophical roots. The water and stone seem to pause time, inviting contemplation. These aren't just stops on a map, they're monuments in motion, shaping how a nation sees itself. Beyond the grandeur of marble monuments and stately halls, Washington, D.C. holds secret corners, quiet places where the city breathes between its ceremonial beats. These are the stories whispered, not shouted. Tucked beside the National Academy of Sciences, this bronze statue of Einstein isn't just for admiration, it's interactive. Locals know to stand in the right spot and whisper, letting science meet wonder in hushed tones beneath the trees. In the heart of Georgetown lies a tranquil world of terraced gardens, stone pathways, and secluded fountains. Once the setting for historic diplomatic talks, today it's a place for reflection, beauty, and a touch of old-world Europe. Now Culture House, D.C., a burst of color in the otherwise subdued southwest waterfront, this deconsecrated church-turned-art space is wrapped in psychedelic paint. Inside, rotating exhibits and events echo with the pulse of D.C.'s creative underground. Deep in the woods of Rock Creek, among twisting trails and shifting light, lie discarded marble remnants from the U.S. Capitol's renovations. Abandoned and forgotten, they feel like the city's architectural memory, half buried and mythic. One of the largest churches in the world, yet rarely visited by tourists. It rises with Byzantine brilliance and intricate mosaics, a place of spiritual magnitude and architectural grace tucked quietly into the city's northeast. These are DC's softer notes, where history hums instead of shouts, and wonder lives in the spaces between the headlines. Washington, D.C. is often seen through the lens of monuments and power, but its soul lives in the voices it raises. These individuals, born of the city's neighborhoods and shaped by its tension and triumph, carried its spirit into the world. A figure as complex as the city he led, Barry served 4 terms as mayor and became an icon of grassroots politics. His charisma, resilience, and connection to the people earned him the title Mayor for Life. Despite personal controversy, his legacy endures as a symbol of empowerment for DC's Black communities. A tireless advocate and civil rights pioneer, Norton has served as DC's delegate to Congress since 1991. Though she lacks a vote on the House floor, her voice has never lacked power. From law professor to fighter for DC statehood, her intellect and advocacy have reshaped the city's presence in national politics. With prose both lyrical and unflinching, Jones captures the quiet dignity and deep struggles of African American life in Washington. His Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Known World, and his acclaimed short stories reveal a DC far from the corridors of power, intimate, flawed, and deeply human. A revolutionary in abstract expressionism, Gilliam pushed the boundaries of what painting could be. Draping canvases like fabric, he transformed galleries into meditative color fields. As a leading voice of the Washington Color School, his work merged innovation with cultural identity, forever changing the landscape of American art. Born in D.C. and raised nearby, Chappelle's brilliance lies in his fearless commentary and unmatched timing. Whether in comedy clubs or on global stages, his voice speaks to race, power, absurdity, and truth, all forged in the pressure cooker of the Capitol. From Southeast D.C. to Hollywood acclaim, Henson's rise is a story of perseverance and passion. An Oscar-nominated actress and outspoken advocate for mental health and representation, she brings strength, vulnerability, and authenticity to every role she plays. Born in the heart of D.C., Thoreau carved his own space in film and television as both an actor and screenwriter. With roles ranging from cerebral to surreal, he reflects the city's undercurrent of thoughtfulness and complexity. The velvet voice of soul, Gay was born and raised in Washington, D.C., where gospel roots blossomed into one of the most influential musical careers in history. His album, What's Going On, became a soundtrack for social change, blending spiritual ache with political clarity, much like the city itself. Honorary Mentions. Some left their mark on Washington, D.C., not by birth, but by presence, their influence woven into the city's cultural and historical fabric. Benjamin Banneker, a brilliant surveyor and astronomer who helped chart the original boundaries of the Capitol. His legacy endures in the very design of D.C. Toni Morrison, the Nobel Prize-winning author, taught and edited in Washington, where the city's complexity shaped her early literary voice. Samuel L. Jackson. Before becoming a Hollywood icon, Jackson honed his craft on D.C. stages, a city that helped spark his enduring career. Duke Ellington. Raised in the Shaw neighborhood, Ellington brought D.C.'s rhythm to the world, becoming one of jazz's most defining figures. These are D.C.'s voices, bold, brilliant, and born of contrast. And just as the city speaks through its people, it also sings through its flavor. Washington, D.C. doesn't just speak through its politics, it simmers, sizzles, and serves. In this city of embassies and enclaves, food becomes a language of memory, resistance, and celebration. These spots don't just feed you, they tell the story of the Capitol, one bite at a time. More than a restaurant, it's a civil rights landmark. Open since 1958 on U Street, Ben's has served everyone from street poets to presidents. The chili half-smoke is a rite of passage, spicy, sloppy, and unmistakably D.C. A Michelin-starred symphony in tasting menu form. This Capitol Hill gem doesn't serve meals, it orchestrates them. Every plate is a whisper of elegance. Every course a conversation between art and appetite. No reservations, no pretense. Just bold, unexpected flavors and a rooftop garden to match. Located in a historic row house, Rose's redefined fine dining in D.C. with generosity and joy. A slice of Paris in Logan Circle. Its tile floors, warm lighting, and impeccable steak frite create an atmosphere that's as transportive as it is timeless. The kind of place where time lingers like red wine on linen. Hidden behind a wooden door near 14th Street, Maidan is all fire and fragrance. Middle Eastern dishes are kissed by open flame and served with ancient hospitality. It feels less like a restaurant, more like a ritual. Steps from the White House. This 1856 establishment has served oysters and power lunches for generations. It's the city's favorite watering hole, where mahogany booths and political ghosts share space over bourbon and crab cakes. An unassuming basement with explosive northern Thai flavors. With no signage and no substitutions, it's as bold as it is underground, a cult favorite for those who like heat with history. Cuisine with soul and spice. Family-owned and fiercely flavorful, Thip Khao serves lemongrass and fermented fish with equal pride, a quiet powerhouse in the city's international food scene. This Jewish deli became a sensation overnight. From colorful exteriors to thick-cut pastrami and perfectly chewy bagels, it's a love letter to comfort food, DC style. Tucked into Adams Morgan, this modern Mediterranean spot blends local sourcing with serious heart. Inventive pastas and coastal flavors are wrapped in warmth and quiet charm. To eat in Washington is to taste the world, layered with stories, spiced with history, and always plated with purpose. Long before the cameras came, Washington, D.C. was already performing, in power, in conflict, in rhythm. Its monuments became metaphors, its streets turned into scripts. Here's how the capital echoed through the culture we consume. All the President's Men, 1976. A chilling, iconic retelling of the Watergate scandal that unfolded in real time, in real places. The Exorcist, 1973. Georgetown steps became cinema's most terrifying staircase, forever etched into horror history. Minority Report, 2002. A futuristic DC imagined through surveillance and justice, eerily plausible in today's context. Burn After Reading, 2008. A dark comedy of espionage and absurdity, its satire born in the city's paranoid pulse. Wonder Woman. Featuring epic action sequences set among DC's iconic landmarks, from the National Mall to the Smithsonian. The West Wing, a romantic portrait of American leadership, DC as idealism in action. House of Cards, a ruthless dissection of political ambition, filmed in DC's halls and shadows. Scandal, secrets, spin, and power plays. Olivia Pope's Washington blurred politics with drama. Veep, satire turned mirror. This comedy captured the chaos and humanity behind the podium. Homeland, spies, strategy, and homeland security, with DC as both backdrop and battleground. Lost in the City by Edward P. Jones, a deeply personal portrayal of DC, African American communities, away from the monuments and marble. The Beautiful Things That Heaven Bears by Dina Mengistu, a haunting novel about exile and belonging set in the gentrifying streets of Logan Circle. Washington, D.C. by Gil Scott-Heron, a funk-fueled critique wrapped in rhythm and soul. It speaks truth to power in every verse. Chocolate City by Parliament, an anthem of pride and resistance, celebrating D.C. as cultural identity long before the term became political. In film, ink, verse, and beat, DC is never just a setting. It is a character of its own, complex, restless, and always watching. Beneath the shadow of domes and monuments, Washington, D.C. reveals its quieter truths, in music echoing down alleys, in whispered stories behind museum glass, in flavors borrowed from every corner of the earth. It's a city built on declarations and debates, but defined by the people who live, create, and dream within it. From the hush of the Lincoln Memorial at dusk to the sizzle of a half-smoke at midnight, DC offers more than politics. It offers presence. This was Batuta Revisited, where we seek the soul behind the skyline. Which hidden layer of DC spoke to you most? And which city should we explore next? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. The journey continues.